When I went into TechCrunch Disrupt 2024, the first sign I saw was stop hiring humans. Stop hiring humans. Who is going to adopt AI with that message? A lot of the people saying AI first really don't have a high opinion of human beings. And I'm not talking about their visions, I'm talking about yours. How it can work for you, how you can afford it. Even as a major business, those CTOs are not going to be making decisions based on what they've seen. We need tools that don't do everything for everybody, but that do focus specific tasks. We don't need to put guardrails. We need to limit the overwhelming amount of stuff we're expecting it to do. So ultimately, the goal there is replace everybody. Stop hiring humans. I think we can do better. So the AI bubble finally popped. It's crashing. Well, how else do we know? Because every algorithm following Sam Altman fan quotes Sam saying, yeah, I guess it's over. ChatGPT 5 came out, and honestly, AGI is not even real. That pipe dream of the text is gone. And for you and I, this is the very best part. I wrote about this in July 2024, the AI bubble burst, still one of my most popular episodes. And it showed me that people understand that the hype and the hot air is getting in the way of what? Creativity, how we use AI. See, the whole message was AI is going to what? Take your job? Oh, sign me up. And in the end, we're living this male engineered science fiction fantasy that it's just going to go all Terminator on our butts. So, do you wonder why adoption is slow worldwide? Why people are not paying for it? Well, I'm going to go a little bit into that, but more importantly, show you that this is the best thing that comes to AI because it brings it down from the ivory tower billionaires hot air pitch fest for some reason built to scare you and show you how you can work with AI as a tool, how it can actually work with you, not against you. As Maya Ackerman, my guest last week, said, how to be co-creative with it. Sound good? Well, if you signed up for that fear-driven, monopoly, moat-driven kind of thing, I'm sorry. Let me tell you a little bit about what that vision was for the world we have today. Coming out of the 70s, IBM was convinced that there would be one computer to rule them all. Sounds really silly, doesn't it? So if that vision IBM had lasted, where would we be today? All following one computer. So let's break it down to where OpenAI and all the other AI companies are coming from. They're trying to be the one, the moat, the single solution so they can control it all and make the money. And guess what? Maybe that will happen, but I don't think so because I think AI is bigger than them. I think it's bigger than billionaires because it begins with us, with people who are actually using it. And let's go into why the AI bubble burst and why that's the best thing that's ever happened. Because now we have unleashed AI to creative people to start looking at how we can functionally use it for our lives to improve it. And I'm going to give you some ideas about how to do it and what we've done wrong along the way. But before we start, I want you to listen to a series, a history of AI myths telling us this is how I know it's fake. Take a listen here to the people we all think know it all, the predicting Nostradamuses of AI.
A brief history of AI hype will show you that back in 2015, Elon Musk predicted driverless cars within a few years, and then 2019 and 2021. Didn't happen yet. We're in 2024. It's coming, but not as fast as predicted. Jeffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, said radiologists would be gone in a few years, and that was 2017. Last I looked, they still have jobs. Mark Zuckerberg pitched the metaverse for years, and according to estimates, lost $45 billion because it didn't work. In fact, listen to Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft AI, talk about this.
And when we talk about the metaverse, we're describing both a new platform and a new application type, similar to how we talked about the web and websites in the early 90s.
What's really funny is if you listen to his pitches for AI, it's like they took out the word metaverse and put in AI.
Right now, we're in something I call trickle-down AI, and it's not working. Example, time after time again, C-suite executives sit there in their little meetings separate from the employees, right? This hierarchical, I'm up here, you're down there job model. And they go AI first, give it to their minions, or maybe they're more optimistic and say, hey, get this AI thing going. No real goal, no center, no focus, just you guys figure it out. Well, you have all these employees in the real world who, if all they've heard is it's going to replace me, and in the end, it might kill me. Yeah, I think I'm going to go work with AI. So what happens is it almost becomes like AI is evil because it's going to take our job. So we may work with it. In fact, a lot of people, including executives, are working on their own AI, keeping it sort of secret, like AI is a scarlet letter. Don't say it's AI. It's become this weird detached thing, and it doesn't need to be. So AI trickle down says, oh, the head says to do it. All you people follow. And they're like, even if they know it or not, they're sabotaging it. They're stopping it from progressing. And I know we can do better. Leaders, you need to start with the people down at the beginnings. You need to actually start with your data, which is dormant, is not organized, and hard to communicate. Communication and organization are the core of great AI. They build their way up. So instead of AI trickle down from the top, it's bottom up. You got to invert this AI platform because guess what? That trickle down leader says, do AI, it's not working because the people are like, yeah, I'm going to get to that so I can accelerate its ability to replace me. We need to switch that narrative, something fierce. I can't even tell you how many people look confused when I talk to small businesses and they've been sold 10 AI agents that do all sorts of different stuff, but they don't do them well. They need to be updated. They need to be tuned. They're buying it like it's software, like it's out of the box and it works. And that's what they're being sold. AI was sold the same way. AI trickle down is ending because when the AI hype's over, you realize you go to the person in their job, in their workflow, develop the first solution and work your way up till the intelligence is built over time with patience, not as everyone advertises, hey, I created an article in 20 minutes. I created all my social media in 6 minutes. That is the sign of hot air. That is the sign that's leaving us, thankfully, now. But when you start with technology and not people, you end up preaching a solution and asking the people to adapt. And usually when you look at what people do, it's not the best software that wins or the best AI. It's the one that's easiest to use, friendly, understandable, and allows people to put it in their business without feeling like it's going to hurt them. That narrative is what slowed down AI. And now that that crash is happening, yay, it frees us to actually see what we can do. And I think it's brilliant. Small language models building from the bottom up makes so much more sense. After all, you don't build a house without starting with the foundation, right? The foundation is the people and their data, not the top of the roof where the CEO sits. That is a big divide that this crash is going to split open wide because guess what? It's not working and it's not making money. Which leads us to the business model. The business model of AI is flawed. It doesn't have one yet. The expectation was people would pay a lot of money for it. They're not. Their adoption would happen quickly. It's not. It's not terrible, but it's early tech. And if you don't have a business model, how can you create something? So Sequoia came out with their $600 billion article this week. People were freaking out how much money people will have to make in AI companies to be able to reach that goal. That is huge and is not going to happen overnight. The business model has way too many costs. Let's go back to ChatGPT 5. You ask a reasoning question, it's got to take all these resources. I mean, look, Jeffrey Funk, who predicted this crash way before I did or anyone did, wrote a book about it, has a great outline here of how much, I'm showing you if you're watching on screen, how much these things cost in tokens. And as you see, a chatbot is pretty low, 50 to 100. But once you start reasoning, man, the costs get astronomical. I mean, have you noticed? I'm on Claude. They actually shut me down to 5-hour limits now because people who were coding were keeping things open. And in the early days with lots of money, they just let it happen, but they're burning money. So now you'll see something. It's almost like shrinkflation when they sell you the same package, but it's less, smaller. You're seeing less usage, not because they're doing anything bad, but because the business model is being figured out. The costs are too high. The cost of technology and these large models don't do much but hallucinate, and they're not even close to reasoning. And it was sort of silly to pursue that because isn't that what people do? Isn't that as a tool what we can bring to the table, nuanced things AI doesn't do well? So don't look at this as like the AI crash is the end. The beginning is near. The beginning is so near. The top won't recognize it, but the people will, because now you have to be small language model focused. The cost of running a large language model are ridiculous. It does not make business sense. High cost and low revenue. That's the business model. So there's three problems that are hiding in plain sight. Problem number one, the revenue and the reality gap. ChatGPT is going to take a lot more money to make it profitable. And yes, it will have to be profitable. They originally were going to sign off with Microsoft on what's called AGI, but nobody can even agree on what it is and why it even matters. This is going to look so silly a few years from now. They got to buy these wickedly expensive NVIDIA chips, literally build data centers the size of New York City, taking potable water. Look up the empire of AI and the studies that have been done. The math does not math. Market realities take over, and they already are. This doesn't mean it's all going away, but in a crash, we don't need 5 large language models. We need small language models addressing specific goals. So the revenue reality gap, we've got to jump that one really quick. And it's not going to happen the way we're doing it. And it's sure not going to happen with his vision of the future, which eliminates people, stop hiring humans, and kills us in the end. Can we do a little better with the narrative? Problem number two, the $600 billion question. Sequoia asked it again. Goldman Sachs came out with a whole report showing how few companies are adopting it, doing what I'm saying. But hey, Goldman Sachs said it, right? But it's obvious. You talk to these companies, it's like, yeah, the really advanced tech ones can do it. But most companies are sitting there. The support isn't reliable. It's not trustworthy. Trying to make it so big. And by the way, this is really early days. I'm not blaming the hype as much as us. When the biggest players, Goldman Sachs, Sequoia, other companies, and finally Sam Altman say it, people listen. We don't need to wait for them. Problem number two, the one model trap. Well, look at where we're at. It's deja vu. One model to rule them all. We just need ChatGPT. Oh, wait, DeepSeek's just as good and cheaper. Oh, wait, Anthropic's great. Oh, wait, Mistral does really cool stuff. Oh, wait, here comes Quen in China. Even China saying we have too many, and their model is at least using AI as infrastructure, not as some overarching God. I mean, listen to Zuckerberg talk about it a year ago.
Tech industry kind of talk about building this one true AI. It's like, it's almost as if they kind of think they're creating God or something. And it's like, it's just, that's not what we're doing.
The reality check. There's so much you can do if you keep small and focused and watch it. Let it do one small thing at a time. Foundations of small language models building their way up. That's why it doesn't hallucinate, because you don't ask it to do too much. That's why it's trustworthy, because you don't let it do things it shouldn't do. And that's why people are still involved, because even at Klarna, which wiped out its customer support, got front-load headlines, and the algorithm said, fear, 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 because, you know, that's what gets social media buyers going, fear and ugly stuff. Klarna brings back employees. Crickets. Nobody even talks about it. Others are bringing back employees. Why? Because it doesn't have that capability yet. And why should it? Couldn't it help amplify us? Couldn't you trust your voice and amplify with AI? Couldn't we be co-creative and not be slaves to technology? Can you sort of see how that myth is unwinding because it needs to, not because I'm saying it? That's why I wrote about this a year ago. It was so obvious. Hot air, hype, BS. Number three, would you hire somebody without training them, without setting clear performance goals, without checking their work, and keep checking on them until you trust them? Right? Doesn't even make sense. Why do we do that with AI? Assume nothing. You need to customize this to your business. That's the really cool thing I've learned with AI. In most places in the old days, from where I'm from, you'd have to go learn a software and hope everybody on your team will learn it. And people are like, oh, I don't like Basecamp. I like Slack. Oh, I don't like Slack. I'm a programmer. I like Asana, which is way better for doing agile sprints. That doesn't matter because with AI, your business is the center and you customize the fit to your solution. Can you see why this takes patience and time? Why this takes 1, 2, 3-year business plans slowly to put it in rather than trying to shove it in and hope it works, which has destroyed a few businesses already. It's sort of silly, isn't it? You got to teach AI about your specific circumstances, audit its output, and fine tune it continuously. You wonder why those AI agents right out of the box aren't working? People don't know that, but your business is dynamic. It changes. Consumers buy new things, markets change, things go out of fashion. We react to that all the time, but we think AI will take care of it all. That's like some weird wish we're in. We can do better. And how do you do that? Understand as a creator your own creative process first, document it, find out the areas where AI can help. And in standard business, start with your workflows, small, automate around them, see them, build them to where you can trust, develop measurements, and every quarter check in to see how it's doing. Don't just set it and forget it. That is the weird, lazy thing nobody would do in business, but suddenly AI comes and we're like, oh yeah, just let AI do it because after all, it's smarter than me. That's not the gig. It's not how smart it is. It's how much you can trust it. It's not that it's doing things that you can't do. It's it can do things reliably and take work off your back. Organization and communication. Seriously. Focus on those first because humans are not good at that. AI is wicked good and you don't make it in charge of your business. It's just organizing things better and making sure everybody is on the same page instead of forcing your employees to do that, which some do well, a lot don't, and it's information overload. Streamline it. Boy, if you do nothing else, listen to this. Organization and communication. The rest, good luck. Work it out, but start there. It's real, it's practical, it's measurable, and you can develop AI you can trust. That's what you want. So what happens next? The beginning is near. In fact, now that the crash is starting, the beginning is here. Get excited. The path forward is with us, not against us. The future belongs to the builders, not the believers. The future belongs to people who just sit down and make common sense decisions, work with AI, and stop following the billion-dollar companies trying to sell you their ability to be a moat. And good luck with that. I'm not against that. Again, I'm for you. We're at a creative crossroads with AI. Most people think it's either creative salvation or creative apocalypse. I believe it's neither. It's a humble, creative machine that becomes powerful when you know how to work with it and it knows how to work with you. The most powerful technologies we ever have come when we prioritize how people use it and we deprioritize the focus on technology as being some all-encompassing solution. The AI crash isn't going to destroy creation. It's going to reveal what we can do with it. It's not going to destroy these businesses. It's going to open up the opportunity to get beyond all the hot air and get down to business. Get down to how it works with us and serves us, not how it takes over the world and allows Elon Musk to live forever. And good luck, Elon. I root for you on that one. But I don't care if you live forever because I'm not planning on it. I'm planning on being part of the human revolution, human connection, human co-creativity, taking all that horrible, crappy work off our backs and giving us the time to do really amazing human things. It's not about AI. It's about you.